Well, finally, a little bit of good news for justice as it appears.
Any updates? Will Rampage Jackson be arrested from what you're hearing?
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. Everything on tape.
But after spending more than a week in hospital in critical care, he is now at home convalescing, according to his Facebook.
Rampage Jackson was finally taken into custody on September 5th, confirmed by Doug Mallow. After weeks of delays from the LAPD and nonstop online chaos, he's now behind bars, a turning point that crushes every excuse and denial.
From a decent source that there are lawyers involved, but that was on the internet. I think it was X posted it, and then a couple other ones. Straight to jail.
Yep. That's where Rogers go. There's also one thing that needs to be cleared up from last week's podcast. You were talking about the crackhead.
This wasn't just another arrest. It was a major turning point in a story that had spread online like wildfire. For weeks, people watched the footage, debated the evidence, and waited for action as LAPD stayed silent. That silence fueled outrage with millions of views and endless theories. Then suddenly, the lawsuit landed and the dominoes began to fall.
A solid case.
Syko Stu's lawsuit turned out to be the final push that forced authorities to act. Doug had hinted lawyers were circling, and he was right. Stu filed directly against Rampage Jackson for premeditated assault and damages. That single move completely shifted the direction of the case.
Never in my life allowed them to be in any type of danger to themselves, to their livelihood, their lives, their family's livelihood. I'm responsible for this person. I'm their coach, right? So what I was saying is that he shouldn't have a max jail sentence.
The internet had been buzzing with hints. Posts on X, Reddit threads, and smaller communities suggesting lawyers were about to act. But nobody expected it to move so fast. Once the lawsuit was filed, LAPD had no choice. The public demand for justice and the visible evidence left their hand forced. The timing says it all. Lawsuit first, arrest immediately after.
And someone said this to me. They go, how would you feel if that happened to your...
Stu's lawsuit carried major... Wait, he survived a brutal attack and became a symbol for accountability. With his lawyer stepping in, the case moved from online chaos to courtroom reality, and everything changed.
I went in there to stop it first, because I was kind of in shock. I saw Stu, I saw the punches, it felt like slow motion. I'm looking around, I'm looking at Stu's friends staring at me, not running in. I'm only running in. Somebody.
Doug and Ian detailed Raja's actions step by step, making it impossible to ignore. The public reacted instantly. Comments poured in, outrage spread, and the story went far beyond the wrestling community.
Move me from the fucking spot, I'd ruin the whole fucking show. Fuck all of you. That's my friend, that's my family. That's somebody who means more to me than anything in the world. I would never let something fucking touch him.
And came a wild twist. YouTube's new hype feature. Fans didn't just like the video, they hyped it non-stop, boosting views, expanding reach, and spreading the conversation across all of social media.
LAPD tends to drag their feet. So the detective asked me a bunch of questions. I even asked about my implications, just because it's, you're involved and whatnot. And he goes, no, there's nothing to worry about. Like, you're just trying to get compliance.
This proves how internet exposure can change reality. Without the podcast and millions of views, the story might never have broken through. But the hype and outrage made it impossible to ignore. And finally, justice started moving.
He landed like 20-something punches on him.
23.
This goes beyond a single arrest. It's about a community demanding accountability, fans turning a viral video into real-world pressure, and Doug and Ian using their platform to expose a story others tried to ignore.
I'll show you exactly why I got that wrong in a second. Okay, it turns out that it was a cattle ranch that he was a part of with Syko Stu. Okay, important note before I talk any more about...
Rampage Jackson, involved in a cattle ranch with Syko Stu, was finally arrested, confirmed by Doug. This wasn't just breaking news. It validated the fans who hyped the viral video, Stu fighting through recovery, and everyone who knew this was more than a simple fight. With Raja in custody and Stu's lawsuit official, the story now shifts to court. Meanwhile, Doug spoke with LAPD detectives who scrutinized every detail, treating the footage like a real investigation, proving this is serious business, not just online drama.
He was choking on his fucking blood. The paramedics came. I rolled out. Once I realized that my fucking blood was leaking because he caught...
The detectives were focused on one thing: premeditation. Was this just a fight gone wrong, or had Raja planned something far darker from the start? They relied on Doug to help piece together the puzzle.
More than my bad.
He kept punching him to 22 times.
Well, here's the question. Let's say those guys didn't pull him off.
While all this was happening, Doug worried he might be in trouble since he appeared in the videos and had broken up the incident. But detectives reassured him, saying he wasn't the target. They were after Raja. Still, Doug knew LAPD was slow to act, comparing it to the Wes Watson case in Miami, where authorities took months to respond. If Miami dragged its feet, he figured LAPD would move even slower.
Selfish. It's crazy.
Raja's arrest felt almost miraculous, as these cases usually drag on. Between the lawsuit, viral outrage, and detectives uncovering premeditation, everything finally clicked. Meanwhile, Doug faced his own storm when his TMZ interview blew up, with people twisting his words and spreading rumors that he was soft or didn't support Raja's arrest.
Really, dude? Stu just had all these altercations backstage? That you're sure of that? Really?
Wildest rumor claimed Doug had been paid off by Rampage Jackson to make the story disappear. Doug, being Doug, turned it into a joke. If Rampage wants to pay me $1 million, fine, but I'm not changing my opinions. He made it clear that no amount of money would sway his stance.
Those were your thoughts when you did the interview. Do you still stand by that?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that he shouldn't be sentenced at all. Like, that never left my mouth. I was saying he shouldn't have this max sentence or this heavy sentence. Like, attempted murder, what's the max on that? Like 15 years?
At least, probably.
Doug's stance was clear. Raja shouldn't go free, but he also didn't want him to serve the maximum sentence without help. He wanted a balance, real consequences combined with mandatory mental health evaluation. Yet, the internet only heard half the story and ran with it.
Disorders. Any type of stress that he goes through, anything that causes him sadness, anger, grief, or any of those things can actually set him back mentally. He's going to be in like this state of...
Meanwhile, Syko Stu has been quietly battling his recovery. This week, the update came. Stu is finally out of the hospital. His recovery has been careful and slow, with doctors limiting information to prevent stress from setting him back.
Stress that person. So depending on where he's at in recovery, they have to break it to him slowly. So if you're hearing that he doesn't know exactly what's happening, it's because...
Stu didn't just take a hit. He suffered a serious head injury. Combined with PTSD, his situation is fragile. Doctors know that even one emotional shock could derail recovery, so they initially controlled what he was told, framing it as a simple head hit in the ring, all to protect his brain while it healed.
He's 25 years old. He did a
Not everyone respected Stu's recovery. Some unwanted visitors brought him things doctors had warned the family to shield him from, exposing him to the harsh reality of how big and messy the story had become online.
He's a bigger shit person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a fucking problem.
It's heartbreaking. While Stu tries to rest, trolls create heartless videos, twist narratives, and blow things out of proportion for clicks. Stu doesn't even have access to his phone, protecting him from hate comments and conspiracy theories during recovery.
When they told him, like, dude, he's fucked up, man. Like, his heart flatlined. Like, you fucked up. And he goes, my bad.
Looking at the bigger picture, it's not just Raja's arrest. It's detectives uncovering premeditation, Doug defending himself against internet rumors of bribery, and Stu recovering in a fragile state while dealing with unwanted fallout. None of them asked for this storm, but once the video went viral, the lawsuit landed, and TMZ spun its drama. The story exploded. Meanwhile, trolls flooded social media with hate comments, accusing Doug of lying, clout chasing, or exaggerating the situation, ignoring the fact that the LAPD had already confirmed the arrest.